Rise from your grave.
I love Final Fantasy. I've loved it since the day I first laid eyes on it. I recall being a wee child baby and watching a cousin of mine play Final Fantasy IV, or what we thought at the time was Final Fantasy II, and seeing such excitement as magic spells and summons flash across the screen. And I was like,
Please, oh please, cousin, let me play it. It looks so awesome.
and then he was all like, no freaking way, kid. I ain't let you touch my game. Which I understand now that he meant, sorry, dear sweet child baby, but if you play this, there's a very good chance you'll ruin my save file, or save over it, or completely fuck it up in some way. And I totally understand. But that was over 2 decades ago, and I'm a grown-up now who's played nearly every Final Fantasy. I got so many great memories of the characters and music and all sorts of things. Man, wouldn't it be so rad if all those characters and those musics were to come together in one sweet game with, like... We're playing Dissidia Final Fantasy. Now, at its core, Dissidia is basically a fighting game. But it's a really non-traditional one.
Meddlesome child.
The gameplay takes place on a 3D plane. You'll likely spend most of your time flying through the air. Although each character plays differently, so you might change your strategy based on that. You attack with the circle button to build up this number here known as bravery. And then you hit the square button to essentially throw your bravery as HP damage. What's really cool is whenever somebody gets hit, glowy orby things pop out, and you can collect them or these bells to charge up this meter over here. Once it's full, you can enter EX mode. This is a super powerful form that varies from character to character, where your bravery attacks do extra damage and your HP attacks can lead into EX attack, where your character does a different minigame type thing to do a ton of damage. Also, it's usually a giant awesome reference to that game, which is pretty super freaking cool. Dissidia also has a pretty entertaining story mode, and all the characters are really animated and wonderfully voice acted.
X-Death? Sorry, but I haven't got time to deal with you now. Me and Zidane? We've got a race on!
Must you even slip away from conversation?
Whoa!
They even got Christopher Sabat to do the voice of Garland. You know, Vegeta.
Can you stand this?
So now that I've covered the basics, I just want to rant a bit about some of my favorite bits of this game. So I'm gonna do that now. And go! Playing as the villains is really cool, especially Kefka, because you can't play as the villains in the original games, because the gameplay in those really doesn't work for that. So
destruction is the fate of all things. Listen, do you hear it? Those are fate's footsteps. Ta! La! Pia! Beyond the chaos, the end draws near.
setting the music to really unfitting songs actually makes for some really cool and epic battles. It's totally awesome, really cool. Chantoto from Final Fantasy XI is incredibly cute, charming, and hilarious.
Of course! The future is for one to take by brute force!
She's even cute, charming, and hilarious enough to almost make me want to pay to play Final Fantasy XI. Almost enough. Just about any Final Fantasy fan will love this game. Nearly everything is a reference to the Final Fantasy series, with tons of music, stages, costumes, and so many unlockables that even after playing for over 220 hours, I haven't unlocked everything. Now, if you love Final Fantasy, give this game a try.